live on Saturdays like that, but because yesterday was a holiday and I went live Thursday night, I said, you know what, I have this topic that I've been wanting to speak about that people have been sending to me like crazy. And after watching the video, I felt like, you know what, why don't I just, instead of doing a video, because the language, you can't just put that in videos. You got to do this live. So I decided to do this live. All right. That's why people should send me stuff through the proper channels, whether it be through my email, or you can send me something through Instagram. You can maybe tag me on Twitter, but don't bring it up to me in the comment section or chat room because I will ignore it. All right. Or you might get blocked if I'm, if I'm really just not liking what you're saying at that particular moment. You might get blocked. You got to send me stuff through the proper channels. Don't send it to me in the comment section because I'm not going to go look up nothing. You send it to me through email, through Instagram or Twitter, or I'm just going to ignore it. All right? Shout out to everybody that's here. Let's see. Shout out to Trevon with the super chat and Shy with the super chat. Let's see who's here. Moderators, shout out to y'all. The channel members, salute to y'all. If you want to join the channel, you can click the join button. Let's see who's here. Ednice, Black Rain, Elbert. Is it Shavansh? Sharma? Is she even a pair with names? Goy, 25 Kid, Michael D, McCann, Renee, Amaja, Longtong, Nevia, Jess Lee, Nanya, the rapper, Little Light, Trevon. Is it Masasar? Is that how you say it? So I'm not the best with names. I Bramble, The Working Man, True, Southeast Dusty, Lee, Tracy, Latra, see Jeff, Amani, Kenny, M. Weezy, Landon, yeah, everybody's here. Not everybody, but y'all are here. Whoever here is here now. But again, like the stream, people. What's good, Lamel, Kenneth, Iceman, Hashay. People, man, I have people sending me this for like the last couple days. And I was going to get to it, but you got to understand it's a holiday. A lot of people may not care to be on a live stream during Christmas or maybe even Christmas Eve. There was people that probably wasn't even on the show live Thursday. But I was going to get to this. But people act like when they send you some stuff, you're supposed to get to it right then and there. That's not how content works. Okay, unless somebody's just super thirsty for a topic, then they might immediately. But that's just not how it works. All right. Things take time to develop. Shout out to D-Rock Den. Appreciate that, man. Kennedy, what's up? Book out of case. What's good? Geechee, what's up? It's not how it works, people. But anyway, hopefully y'all had a good holiday week or going into the weekend. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are still celebrating. I believe, ain't today Boxing Day in Canada? Shout out to all my Canadians that watch the content. I believe today is Boxing Day up there. So, be wrong. But, we're going to talk about this female here getting into this argument with this guy. Now, her name is Shakana, and she is a friend of Tiny Harris, who is the wife of rapper T.I., and she's getting into it with rapper Young Thug. Okay? Young Thug. Because, of course, Because of course, you know, a man can't have an opinion about, you know, how, you know, dating lives or anything like that unless it falls in line with a woman's opinion. Now, Shekinah has had her fair share of struggle dating, like a lot of women, especially a lot of melanated women. They're going to get angry about that. I don't care. There is a lot of black women who are struggle dating.
Do you celebrate Kwanzaa, Jaye?
Not really, Shy, but I appreciate it. No, not really. Shout out to, let me get this video up. But I just find it interesting that, you know, one viral video from Kevin Samuels has sparked such conversation, even with the people who you would think not have an issue finding a mate. Well, there's a lot of women out here, unfortunately, that can't find anybody, so they don't want to listen to anybody, give them any type of critique or give them any type of advice. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. But we're going to get into this video. Now, I want y'all to understand, T.I. was recording this. Oh, what's good, Vern? T.I. was recording this. I don't know if they were at some type of function, but she seemed very animated. She's always been that way. Ever since I've seen her on T.I.'s show, she's always been a very animated person. So this is nothing new, but she's extra turned up on Young Thug, right?
Yeah, she a loudmouth was on Family Hustle show.
Yes, she was. Didn't she leave the show? Or they kicked off the show? Her and Tiny had some kind of falling out because I know they did a show together. But we gonna get into this video, and I may stop it periodically. I don't want to play it all the way through because of fair use. But we're gonna get into it. It's a 10-minute video, people. 10-minute video. So we may be here for a little while.
Now, see, I don't fall for the goddamn thing.
Guess what I'm doing better than you, though. Guess what I'm doing better than you.
What? Fucking?
No, guess
you
what?
ain't doing the goddamn thing.
Just listen.
You out here fucking, nigga. That's it.
Listen.
I'm gonna let you
Guess
know
what I'm doing better than you?
Nothing.
I'm building my foundation.
And me too, motherfucker.
You did?
You ain't even going through them.
Hey!
Since I'm building my foundation, I'm building that for generation.
No, I ain't talking your relationship foundation,
I'm
crazy.
a relationship. I want the money.
See that?
You see, what's good, Shantia? He says, Young Thug said he's building his foundation, relationship foundation. She's like, forget a relationship. She want the money. You know? Now, people on the outside will look at, you know, Young Thug and they will think certain things about him. But the guy, you know, obviously, you know, he's on the opposite spectrum of where she's at. You know, he seems to be a little bit more grounded in what he's trying to do. But she is in this mindset of this single, independent, I don't need a man, but I'm going to go and get, you know, alleged fake assets in order to appeal to a man. And what I want to know from this, like, why T.I. was recording it? Because it's obvious that she's done this before. She's blown up on dudes before who disagree with her, who's going a different direction than her. Okay.
That let me know you ain't experienced. Man, hey, man. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
now she got to get in his
Love
face.
is some shit that money can't
Now she got to go get in his face.
buy. Love is some shit that money can't buy. You ain't never motherfucking. Now you ain't gonna never be broke. You gonna live off love till you get what you want.
Okay, I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, listen. Can you listen now?
So these women ain't shit neither.
So it always the men ain't shit, right? Always the men ain't shit. We always the ones that ain't shit. Have y'all noticed that? For 30, almost 40 years, we as men ain't been shit. We've been bad fathers. We've been bad boyfriends and husbands. We always cheating. It's always us. We are always to blame when everything goes bad. But none of these women ever think to say, hey, what am I doing wrong? Who am I attracting? They ain't saying none of that. It's all about these men ain't doing this. These men ain't doing that. And then they wonder why they are single and miserable at the end of the night.
No. You posed. Hey, listen, man.
She looked like she got a full diaper on.
Thanks, Minority Bros. Films. Appreciate it.
If you must. Hey, look, bro. Pluto told us if you must cry, do it in a Rolls Royce. You gonna be crying in that motherfucker too. Cause you ain't got no man. You gonna be crying in that motherfucker too. You gonna be crying with no kids, no man in that Rolls Royce. That shit ain't gonna. Hey man, you will never fulfill your prophecy.
So come look at it this way. If you get a man now, you can go ahead and go through the heartbreak now. If you get a man when you fit, you still gotta go through heartbreak.
You gave up on love. You gave up. You're a quitter. You put nah, man. I'm still in this bitch. I'm still in this bitch. I'm still in this bitch. You done got tired. You ain't even. How old are you? Man, them days ain't getting no shorter. Them days ain't getting no shorter. I tell you that.
He's still gonna stress you out some type of way. So go on and go through it now. Don't go through it later.
You, hey man, I told you.
I want me some goddamn money. Money. I want the money, and I'm gonna love me.
See,
and I'm gonna love strong, and I'm gonna get my money. I'm not gonna be stressed out by these niggas. Make you chill them.
Women are so hard.
Well, Kill want to get away with it. Then I'm with that.
Women are so cold.
Kill want to get away with it. That'll let you know they see. That'll let them know you serious. That'll let them know you serious. Now if you go ahead and pop one. When keeping it real goes wrong.
You gotta go through it regardless.
But I don't have to. I already been.
Man, life is full of ups and downs.
Well, this is a live stream. It seemed like, she's giving up, and she represents women, man, out here. They just giving up left and right. They're saying, well, I'd rather just go and have this material thing and that material thing instead of finding somebody. And I don't think these women aren't capable of finding somebody. They just don't want to find the right person. They want who everybody else has. Because you have this female, Shekinah. She's friends with Tiny, who's married to a rapper. She wants that same lifestyle too, I truly believe. But honestly, there are women that want certain things, but they don't know how to keep it. They don't know how to keep it. They are mad annoying, and they end up running off the dude that they are with.
So are you gonna die single or are you gonna find a man?
You gonna die single anyway, thug. You born in Lexington by your goddamn self. You gonna let my alone, thug.
Are you gonna be single for your whole life?
I don't know. Whatever God sent for me, I'm happy, baby.
Man, faith without works is dead.
I got my faith. I told you I'm waiting
Kill
on what
one,
God don't
just
say.
like Anne-Marie, which they hide in thinking face.
Thanks, sir.
God ain't sending you shit without you.
Do y'all hear how religious she is, and she keep bringing up God into the conversation? There's a lot of overtly religious single women that can't get or keep a man. Maybe they can get one, they can't keep one, but they're all religious. Have y'all noticed that? They're all religious. Obviously, if they're going to church every week and they're sitting in church and they're listening to their pastors, obviously their pastors ain't helping them, because if these women are about listening to a higher power, it's clear to me these pastors are keeping them in the same mind frame that they feel like they just cannot find happiness. So the only happiness that they should find is through God, which means through that pastor, which means going to that church and putting money in those collection plates. That's what it seemed to be to me, because these women are very religious, but they don't really understand the scripture. And you can tell they don't. The scripture ain't saying nothing about being no single mom, out here being no single mom of 2-3 kids by 2-3 different men. It ain't saying nothing about being no educated woman with advanced degrees, masters, PhDs, bachelor degrees. It ain't saying nothing about that.
Hey man, the word say take 2 steps toward him, he'll take 3 steps toward you.
You went and stopped to nigga that find you.
You crazy as hell.
Okay.
You crazy as hell.
Yeah, you don't rip it.
You dig what I'm saying? You crazy as hell.
You don't do nothing worse, you're gonna get bounced.
Hey, how about this? How about this? Well, let's agree on this. Let's agree on this.
My mama put it out there. My mama said, my little brother, you know what I'm saying? My little brother. Yeah, come on now. Come on now.
But look, check this out though. Hey, how about this? How about this? If he posed to find her, she posed to work to get whatever it is she need him to be. I mean, it's real. Ain't nothing worth having gonna come without no motherfucking sacrifice. I mean, you ain't old, but you do.
You close to 40.
You do. You ain't old, but you a do, goddamn.
You close to 40 to 20.
Stop making these little young girls, these girls making it happen. This why they be out here for the whores, see?
Now, Ben say you can I say this?
That's why you little girls be whores. Don't y'all got little girls? That man said you gotta need to teach y'all.
Hey man, we put in our thought prevention hours. You know what I'm saying?
Thought prevention. Yo, didn't T.I. say something about doing thought prevention with his daughter? And all these people are outraged. Listen, man, thought prevention may have kept women like Shekinah from being in their late 30s and upset and bitter at the world and talking about what men are doing instead of what she's doing. Some people don't understand they have to put in work when it comes to themselves and finding somebody for themselves. It really ain't that hard for women. Now, for men, we definitely have to put in work if we want the women that we want. We have to put in work. There are women that really don't have to put in as much work if, they're already able to attract men anyway. It's just that your energy don't keep them there. There's something about you that you need fixed. Obviously, you're going after men that are emotionally unavailable. When you chase behind emotionally unavailable men, what do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to happen?
Do that. You got to do that. If nothing else, my daughter gonna know what to get out there and look for. She gonna know what to find. She gonna know what's real when she see it. If nothing else, a bunch of bullshit gonna find her too. A bunch of bullshit. Man, stop. You only telling one side of the story though. Men put out money, success, power, authority. Men put that out.
Auntie not gonna say that. She gonna answer me.
A bunch of
Now T.I. gotta get in there and start teaching them, I guess. T.I. gotta step in and start teaching.
Jewelry, cars, houses, but don't want a bitch to ask them for no money.
Yeah.
On the flip side, a woman put out tits, ass,
Her
you know what I'm
voice is
saying?
raspy from
All
letting her
kinds of
go loud.
provocative attire going out there.
Appreciate that, AJ. Her voice too raspy. Yeah, she does have a raspy, high-pitched voice.
Into the world, and get what? She don't want a motherfucker to ask her for no pussy.
Yeah, they should.
You putting out the energy that you are going to inevitably receive.
Okay, well, y'all put that energy too, though.
Hey,
Yeah.
we said
You buying
we
cars
already
and
said
jewelry,
it.
and you're not doing what's
Stop arguing and start understanding.
Let's talk about.
No, you just talking about you to look for a man.
No, I said things that I worked today. I told you to break down the barriers and constraints. Listen, break down the
Why the hell do bitches feel like they don't gotta find a nigga? Oh, look. But you
You gotta find a nigga.
Oh, you is crazy. What am I gonna see?
I'm asking you to break down the barriers and constraints of your expectations and focus on what the universe gives you. Break down the barriers and constraints of your expectations. Right. And take what the universe gives you. What? Constraints? Yeah.
Y'all know what's crazy? Y'all saying that they're yelling and screaming. This is actually, I believe, a normal conversation. Like, this being recorded. I believe this is how they talk to each other. Now, they're in a big room and they're a little distance from each other, but I believe this is how they talk to each other, man. Especially her. That's how she talks to people, man. But they really trying to impart some information from a man's perspective. See, women don't want to hear nothing from a man unless it's what they want to hear, which is why a lot of these women are so in their feelings right now, because they're so used to hearing things from a male perspective who panders to them, right? Who tells them what they want to hear. But when a man comes at them with an opposite opinion, they clamp up, they shut down, and they don't want to hear it.
Limitations. You set limitations for yourself by your expectations. You set the limitations on yourself. Right. That ain't the universe plan for you. You trying to give your plan and overrule the universe. You'll never be happy. You got to give. You got to give.
Okay.
A man like, man, I accept my girl goddamn bitch and I accept everything.
You just take your wins when you can take them.
You gotta do the same thing.
Accept your L's when you have to take them.
Hey, y'all, the world, if you like me, inbox me. I'm open, because I'm 36, I'm all the time.
Self-respecting
I ain't got no
man, no
shares and I
matter,
need
wants to
some.
deal with such a loudmouthed woman.
Thanks, Hip Hop Boss Beats. Appreciate it.
I don't know if you're tired, but
She'll say you old, bro. She'll say you ain't old, but you still do.
Man, that's crazy, man. She basically saying her DMs is open, you know. So if any of y'all want to go over there and say hey to Shekinah and tell her that you want to be able to change her whole perspective, maybe y'all can do that. Maybe she needs that. But I'm telling you, man, these women are lonely and single, man. And that's why they're on edge. And I spoke about it in the previous live stream. You got women who are completely on edge, and they're on edge because they realize that the clock is ticking. They realize that more and more men are saying the opposite of what they've been programmed to believe. And they're realizing that they have wasted a lot of years on the wrong guys, and now it is caught up to them, and they don't want to face that reality. But more of you females are going to have to face reality. Yes, you are. You're going to have to face reality.
You know, girl,
And I was just bullshit. Do not inbox me. I don't want to be bothered. I don't give a damn what they talk.
see,
Right.
you're bipolar. You're bipolar. Now you're a Gemini, something. You know what I mean? Now you're flip just that quick. Bam. Hey, you deducting points.
right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to be pleasant.
What am I doing
We gotta do it.
You told me I'm old. I'm gonna say.
You
I'm
oh,
gonna definitely say.
And
You said that slime?
I ain't gonna
oh.
You said
That's the idea. You old. You old. Only way you can get old is to die young.
right.
The object of the game is to get old. Accept it. Embrace it.
So you
No.
happy.
Okay, are you closer to 40 or 20?
40.
Women don't like to hear the truth of their reality and or criticisms, just what makes her feel good. Remember that, gentlemen.
Thanks, Yeats. Yeah, they're giving her a dose of what reality is. You know, women, you know what's crazy? Women like to grow up fast, but they don't like to grow old fast, you know? They think they're going to be young and in shape or young and looking good forever, and that's just not reality. At some point, you're going to face the wall eventually. Some women face it later than others. Some women face it very early in life because they did not take good care of themselves, not only physically, but mentally. Mentally, you have a lot of women, even young women, they may look good on the outside, but on the inside, they're screwed up. They're screwed up.
2019,
Yeah.
Lies. As far as the mathematics go, as far as the mathematics and the calendar
Oh,
goes,
that's coming for sure.
the universe.
Yeah, play with him.
I don't play with him. Don't y'all play with him.
Y'all finna get off my
So you ain't with him. I believe you. He's 23 today.
Find a nigga 23 look better than me.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank
Find
you.
it.
Go find it.
Go find it.
Yeah, and having this shit.
You know what I mean?
Hearing that women's voice calls for an Excedrin moment, maximum strength, loudly crying, loudly crying, loudly crying.
Yeah, she has a very, very strong, raspy, high-pitchery voice. Thanks, Ednies.
I look good on the inside.
Can you please go ahead and
That's
tell
I
me?
look good on the inside.
That's big.
This
That's big.
This outside, this exterior, this shit just a bonus.
That's big.
It's just a bonus.
That's an add-on.
You dig what I'm saying? Look, enjoy it though. I'm telling you what to recognize. You don't even know how to find something valuable because you fitting it into a box. If what you find is bigger than the box you fitting it in, you gonna cast it aside when it was everything you needed. I'm just trying to demand it. Get out of there. Get out.
Yeah, we need a Shekinah translator. Okay, we may need somebody to transcribe this conversation once the stream is over. Maybe somebody can go and transcribe this conversation that's being held. Yeah, it's definitely gonna need to be transcribed.
Get out of there, Demani. Get out of there, Demani. Get out of there, Demani. Come on now.
He's talking about get out of there, Demani. He's like, get out of there, Demani. Why? Listen, he don't want his son to get caught up. He ain't want him to get caught up in that worms.
You gonna get worms. You gonna get worms. I'm telling you now. Get out of that, Demani. Yeah. Save Shekinah. Huh? No, bro. You need to be saved. He saved your spirit. Your body need to be saved. He said God saved your spirit. Your body need to be saved, ma'am. No, man. Your body is in default. Your body in default.
Well, that's it from that video. Man. I mean, what more can I say? What more can I say? I mean, again, y'all might be right about the needing subtitles. I was thinking that when I first saw this video. I was like, man, I need subtitles for this. That's the video right there. Y'all can go and check it out. Shout out to everybody that's here, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. We got 800 in here watching. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. It might have been some drinking, but people didn't seem drunk. I just think that the conversation went in a way that is making her look absolutely crazy. But that's typically who she is, man. Shekinah's the type of female that will try to out-talk and over-talk you in order to get her points across, and she believes that's how people should listen to her. And I want a lot of women to understand that you should not, under any circumstances, be trying to follow behind a lot of these women that y'all see on social media that are single. A lot of these women are miserable. What's good, Wanda? A lot of these women are miserable. They're miserable because they don't have a man. I mean, hold on. A lot of these women, like with Shekinah, a lot of these women are single. They are bitter. They are religious. They don't understand where they're going in this world. And they want to point the blame at us as men. Because it's easy to blame us as men. We've been getting blamed, especially us as melanated men. We've been getting blamed for all the issues in regards to the dating life and the happiness of melanated women for the last 30, almost 40 years. We've been getting blamed. We've been getting blamed for everything, so we used to it. We're
don't
so
learn
used
how to
to
listen
it.
anymore. Just talk.
Things, yeah, that's pretty much what goes on now. You know, they talk, but they don't listen. That's why they cannot learn anything. That's why when their relationships fall apart, they tend to not understand why. I know why. And it's because you have a lot of these women who are dysfunctional. They are mentally unstable. They are unhinged. And despite the fact that they claim to be religious, they claim to know the Bible, they claim to know the teachings of it, they claim to be a child of God, they still don't really understand it because, they don't. And they will use religion until they get to the point to where all they have is the church. All they have is their pastors. They don't really have anything else. They date men who aren't even religious. They don't live by the teachings of the Bible. And that's why it's that confusion. It's that constant confusion. And what's interesting too is that she's talking to two different guys who are basically saying the same thing. Say what you want about Young Thug, say whatever you want about T.I. They were trying to be honest with her and she could not deal with it.
With that raspy voice, she can be a spokesperson for Newports.
Reset that, Terrell. Make sure y'all like the stream. It's a different day, people. It is a different day. Men are holding women like this accountable and they don't like it. This is why I said they're on edge. They're upset. They're frustrated. They're coming to me and asking me, why am I saying the things that I'm saying about women, especially melanated women, even though I've called out a lot of women equally. I have no allegiance to Caucasian women. None whatsoever. When they need to be called out, I'll call them out. Just look at my previous video I did about Iggy Azalea. I got it in the description box. And I basically spoke about how she has nobody to blame for her situation but herself. She can go and try to say whatever she wants about Playboy Cardi. At the end of the day, she chose to be with him. She planned, quote unquote, to have a child with a 24-year-old who was probably 23 at the time, who likes playing video games and making music. That's the type of guy you want to plan to have a child with, not a guy who is of power and prestige, wealth, influence. No, you choose a rapper who's younger than you. That's just that accountability. They want to blame everybody else for why their relationships fail, and that those days are over. Those days of blaming men for why you are 40 something years old and single are over. It's over. And they don't like that. They don't like that. For so long, they've gotten a pass. For so long, they've been able to be accountability free in this day and age. But that's not happening anymore. And they're mad about this. But again, they have nobody to blame but themselves at the end of the day because they chose their path in life. When you choose to plan to have children with a guy who likes playing video games and dealing with other women and making rap music, that's a choice you made. That's a choice you made. We've been getting blamed for almost 40 years for why a lot of these women are not happy. And people are fed up with it. Not only are there men fed up with it, you got some women who are speaking out, okay? Some that are speaking out about it. One of the funniest things I saw was that you got women trying to use their husbands to combat what is being said by men on social media, okay? They're using their simp husbands to combat the growing truth about why a lot of these women are going to be alone for the rest of their lives. Because other women who are in relationships, they know they settled. They know they're not 100% happy with who they chose. So they want to live vicariously through other women. And that's the problem. You got too many of these women that are living vicariously through other women. And when you see these women go get their beta male husbands, their effeminate husbands, to combat what's being said, because you have a guy like a Kevin Samuels that has unleashed all of this bitterness to the point to where you have these women going to get their lame husbands, putting them on video live streams, putting them on videos, trying to combat what's being said is hilarious and it's sad at the same time. It's hilarious and sad at the same time. But this is the day and age we're living with. We're living with people who truly are lost. Okay? And again, we need to keep this going. Even entertainers, your TIs, your Young Thugs, are telling these women the truth. Just like you see in the video here. All right? And she is not liking it whatsoever, whether you agree with them or not. So I want y'all to understand that this stuff has been going on for years. Okay? I myself and others have been holding women accountable for the things they say and do, and we've taken the brunt of a lot of criticism, a lot of shaming, a lot of trolling, and to see that there are so many others that are willing to hold a mirror in the faces of women, it's a good thing, because that's when you see true change in society. Because whether y'all want to believe it or not, there are a lot of dudes that actually want to see women change for the better. Unfortunately, there are guys who are willing to skip back to, the plantation, quote unquote, so to speak, for that. You know what I'm saying? They're just ready. They're ready to get to skipping and flipping back. That's what they would like to see changes because of that. But personally, when women are in a happier state, I think the world's in a better place, because if you have a bunch of bitter women, they're going to take it out on men, especially men who disagree with them. When you disagree with women and those women have some sort of say-so in society, they have some sort of power, they're going to abuse it. And they're going to go at men who disagree with them the most. Right? This is why even women say they would never want to work for another woman. Because they know women are of unstable mind. Not all, but there are women who are of unstable mind. And if you put them in a position of being over other people, it's not going to be a good connection. It's not going to be a good connection. I think we all know the truth inside. But I think that some of us mask it so we don't take criticism.
Simp husband working overtime on plantation. Loudly crying, loudly crying.
Thanks, Nana. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. Now, again, I have said this at the end of every year since 2015, that the next year represents new challenges, but also represents, good things. And I think one of the good things is that women are starting to realize that they may end up living alone for the rest of their life and not finding love, because you have to love yourself before anybody loves you. And if you have not found love within yourself, you will never be able to find that love. No matter how many men you sleep with, no matter how many men you end up having children with, you can't manufacture happiness. Just like with the video I did about Iggy Azalea, she tried to manufacture her own happiness by having a kid, planning a kid with a guy who actually didn't really want the kid, but he just wanted to be with her. It would not surprise me if she would not give him none unless he agreed to it. It would not surprise me at all. So, again, you cannot manufacture happiness. You can find it by finding happiness in yourself. You know, I saw a story about a woman, you know, taking her own life. I believe she had just graduated school, if I'm not mistaken. Y'all may have heard about it. She wrote a note about how unhappy she was and how she just wanted the pain to go away. All right. And she ended it all just because she was unhappy. There's a lot of women like that are just truly unhappy, and they would rather leave this world than stay in it. And what happens is when you have those type of women around, they want to make everybody else's life as miserable as their life is. What would these people do without social media? Now, people can say social media contributes to their craziness, which could be true. But I also think that it has helped save women mentally. This is why a lot of them get their self-esteem boost off of being on Instagram or Twitter. If they didn't have that, where would these women be? Like, where would they be without those outlets to be able to find some type of self-esteem in themselves? They definitely wouldn't be happy. They'd be very miserable.
Women like her have an inability to introspect and work on fixing themselves. It's a kinda sad TBH.
Yeah, it is sad. It is sad. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Now, in regards to T.I., right? He's taken a lot of criticism for how he raised his daughters. And he's seen as a hypocrite, right? T.I. is seen as a hypocrite. He could be, you know. But it don't matter if he is or not. He wants his daughters to not fall into the same trap as other women. And I think that that's a problem in our society because they want to be the ones raising your children. They want to raise your sons to be women, and they want to raise the females to be masculine. They want the women to be, they want the females to be slowish, and they want the males to be feminine. And when you have fathers, especially, who step in and try to teach their daughters differently or teach their sons a certain way, they don't like that. Okay? Because masculine energy in a child's life, for them to have, to them to look up to, especially in their father, it's a detriment to what they actually want for the youth. They want the youth to be confused, to be docile, to be half crazy. And again, whether you agree with the whole thought prevention, he needs to maybe coin that, you know what I'm saying? Maybe do a podcast episode about thought prevention. Fathers need to be in their daughter's life. Just like fathers need to be in their son's life, but fathers definitely do need to be in their daughter's life. Because without a father figure, you're going to have more and more of these attention-seeking females on social media. Shout out to Jess Lee, appreciate it. You're going to have more of these types of women on social media, and we don't need that. I mean, it's already oversaturated. It's already oversaturated with attention-seeking women who done got all types of surgeries. They now talking about their fitness coaches when they know they got work done. They're fitness coaches now, but they know they got work done. Ain't that something? But that's the type of people we have on social media now. We have a lot of males who are giving these women their funds, also their attention in regards to OnlyFans. If y'all do that, I mean, whatever. But the self-esteem of women have just been destroyed. And it's not made any better when they don't love themselves. Because I've told y'all how these people are basically drunks. How these people are hooked on antidepressant medication. I've told y'all how these people are they have zero social skills. These people sit in their house every day miserable. Okay? They're still obsessed with their exes. They social media stalk them. They chase behind men who don't want them. So when you have people who are clinically depressed daily, how are they going to find any happiness in a relationship when they refuse to get help? They refuse to get help. And they don't really understand that in order for them to be able to love themselves, they have to help themselves. But drinking every day, going clubbing every day is not going to heal you. It's not.
The most feminine and nicest women are in predominantly male-dominated societies. The West enables this kind of behavior from women with feminism and constricting masculinity.
Right, greatness. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, because they grew up around masculine energy from their fathers. They're in a household with a mother who is showing feminine energy in the household. She's not displaying masculine energy. She's leaving that to the father. She's understanding her role in the family. And that's why those women are more feminine and they are more dateable, and they get married and they stay married for the most part. But women over here in the West, they think that by being more masculine, that's a good thing. No, it's not. It's going to keep you single, and it's going to keep you miserable. It's going to keep you hooked on that bottle of Hennessy or Jack Daniels, whatever you drink, or vodka. That's what it's going to do. It's not going to help your situation. Stop listening to these commercials and TV shows and movies that try to put you in this masculine role. That's not how women are designed. And we wonder why women are depressed, and then they want to blame men for why they're depressed. Talk about how we have unrealistic expectations. We like women that are built this way, look that way. No. You can't do that. You can't do that. Right? Shout out to Nick the Magnificent. It's easy to blame us. Moscato. Feminism has ruined the West and is starting to ruin the East. Y'all know they want to bring gender studies over to the Middle East. They want to bring feminism to the world, especially in Muslim countries.
I say what I say in a convo and leave it at that. 'Cause folks are stuck in old habits no matter what you putting down.
Right, Nick. That's why you can only speak to people that want to be spoken to, right? I don't bother trying to speak to people who ain't listening. That's for other people to try to do. I'm not going to do that. I don't have the patience to try to help people that don't help themselves or have a conversation with people who you can't have a conversation with. You ever try to have a conversation with... You ever had a conversation with a female and you can tell that you're carrying the conversation? That's when you have to end it, because it's like, okay, why am I sitting up here having this conversation like this with this person? Hold on a second. Yeah, you don't have to put anybody on time unless they need to be there. Yeah, but they're trying to bring feminism to Muslim countries, which is like the final frontier of men actually controlling the aspects of the women in their families and communities. I'm not saying I agree with every aspect. I think if a woman wants to drive a car or, work, it is what it is. But those communities keep a close eye on the women in their communities for a reason, because they don't want the women over there to become like the women over here. Same thing in China. That's why they block certain, I think certain films or certain TV shows from ever coming over to their countries, because they don't want that feminism propaganda. But you know what's crazy? You will watch movies that were made in Asia, especially China, and they will have feminist aspects to it, you know?
Salute.
Salute to y'all. Appreciate it, man. Now, this country may be done for, but a lot of women need to understand that without masculine men, what are you going to be attracted to? What are you going to date? Who's going to protect you? When you're focused on getting money and degrees, that's not going to keep you happy at night. That's not going to keep you satisfied. You're going to be miserable. You're going to be living vicariously through other women. And that's what happens. I see a lot of women now, they don't have nobody. They live vicariously through what other women are doing, right? If a woman breaks up with a dude, they will immediately attack that guy as if the other woman had no accountability in the breakup of that relationship. When she did. That's why she's single now, you know? That's why she's single now. But they will immediately attack the man. Y'all remember the video I did about the football player whose wife was being submissive to him? And I noticed how his comment section was limited, but his wife's comment section wasn't limited, which means people were attacking him.
Salute, Jaye. Good to see you, bruh.
Salute, Ill Wills. Appreciate it. Shout out to you. All right. They went after him to the point to where he had to limit his comments because what his wife was putting up TikTok videos about being submissive to him. And that's a problem. So y'all go after him. Does that make any sense? But you got to look at what's going on. You have a lot of women who are anti-feminine. They're anti being feminine to their boyfriend or husband. You got women that have been married to men. They have absolutely no interest in being feminine too.
You be on this thing preaching, man. Salute, y'all.
Thanks, Pressure. Appreciate it, man. Make sure y'all like the stream too. Like the stream. Now, again, we all have a choice, okay? We can choose to either find happiness and joy in our life, or we can choose to look at what everybody else is doing and be miserable, drinking, popping pills. Some of you are snorting cocaine. We can be that, or we can be happy and find happiness. There are a lot of delusional people on both sides. There are delusional men and women out here. There are guys out here who feel like they should be dating Instagram models. And in reality, that may not be in your future, bro. That may not be in your future. Just straight up delusion, right? They think they should have a 9 or a 10, but that's not the type of women they're ever going to attract, no matter what they do. But then you have women, right? They believe they should have the best of the best. They should have Mr. Perfect, a guy who's over 6'5", chiseled, cut, rich, successful, used to be in the streets. He also may have a baby mother or two. Just a guy who displays every trait that most of these modern females are looking for in a man, whether they be good or bad. But there are a lot of women out here who are looking for the wrong things in men. And then they wonder why they are single so much, right? You are single and miserable because of the choices that you make. And just like in this video here, and I'm going to play it again too, so y'all get a better gist of. Now, again, I have to give y'all a warning. There may be some translation needed, okay? But we're going to get into this video again. so y'all can get the gist of it. So people can't see I'm taking anything out of context or, leaving anything out. So let's take a look at this video again. Break it down some more for the second time.
Guess what I'm doing better than you, though? Guess what I'm doing better than you? No, guess what? Just listen.
You out here fucking, nigga, that's it.
Listen.
Guess
what I'm doing better than you?
Nothing.
I'm building my foundation.
And me too, motherfucker.
You did?
You ain't even going through them jokes.
Hey.
Listen, I'm building my foundation. I'm building for generations.
No, I ain't talking about your relationship foundation,
I'm
crazy.
a relationship. I want the money.
See, that let me know you ain't experienced. Man, hey, man. Love is some shit that money can't buy. Love is some shit that money can't buy. You ain't never motherfucking. Nah, you ain't gonna never be broke. You gonna live off love till you get what you want.
Okay, I ain't talking about that. I'm just saying, listen. Can you listen now?
So, these women ain't shit neither. No. You pulled. Hey, listen, man. If you must. Hey, look, bro. Pluto told us if you must cry, do it in a Rolls Royce. You gonna be crying in that motherfucker too. Cause you ain't got no man. You gonna be crying in that motherfucker too. You gonna be crying with no kids, no man in that Rolls Royce. That shit ain't gonna. Hey man, you will never fulfill your prophecy.
So come look at it this way. If you get a man now, you can go ahead and go through the heartbreak now. If you get a man when you fit, you still gotta go through the heartbreak.
You gave up on love. You gave up. You're a quitter. You nah, man. I'm still in this bitch. I'm still in this bitch. You done got tired. You ain't even. How old are you? Man, them days ain't getting no shorter. I tell you that.
He's still gonna stress you out some type of way. So go on and go through it now. Don't go through it now.
Hey man, I told you.
I want me some goddamn money. I want the money, and I love me, and I love God, and I love struggle, and I'm gonna get my money.
They love God and they love money, but they cannot pray up to get them a man. Like what? Listen, man, they really don't understand the scriptures at all, man. You can tell. I mean, these pastors be lying to these women in these churches. You can tell. If these pastors was to hold these women accountable and tell they need to work on themselves, those women would not attend those churches anymore.
Women are so hard.
Well, kill one and get away with it then. I'm with that.
Women are so cold.
Kill one and get away with it. That'll let you know that'll let them know you serious. Now, if you go ahead and pop one. When keeping it real goes wrong.
You gotta go through it regardless.
But I don't have to. I already been.
Man, life is full of ups and downs.
So are you gonna die single or are you gonna find a man?
You gonna die single anyway, thug. You going to catch him by your goddamn self. You gonna let my salon, thug.
Are you gonna be single for your whole life?
I don't know it. Whatever God sent for me, I'm happy, baby. I know.
Man, faith without works is dead.
I got my faith. I told you I'm waiting on what God don't send me to.
God ain't sending you shit without you.
She said God is gonna send her somebody. That's their mindset, man. That's their mindset. This is why they be curving this dude, that dude. They can talk about how this dude ain't higher valued and he's a dusty. Cause they think God's just gonna magically give them the perfect guy that they've been looking for. Ain't that something?
Hey man, the word say take 2 steps toward him, he'll take 3 steps toward you.
You went out to nigga didn't find you.
You crazy as hell.
Okay.
Appreciate the real
Crazy as hell.
authentic and humorous commentary, Jaye.
Thanks, Christopher. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to you.
You dig what I'm saying? You crazy as hell. Hey, how about this? Well, let's agree on this.
My mom put it out there. My mama said, My little brother, you know what I'm saying? My little brother rap on her. Yeah, that's, come on now.
But look, check this out though. Hey, how about this? If he posed to find her, she posed to work to get whatever it is she need him to be. I mean, it's real. Ain't nothing worth having gonna come without no motherfucking sacrifice.
Right. But see, the thing is, most modern females are not willing to sacrifice something in order to get to that point because they believe that everybody else is supposed to sacrifice and do certain things, but not them. Right? Not them. They're immune to the sacrifice.
I mean, you ain't old, but you do.
You close to the 40.
You do. You ain't old, but you do, goddamn.
You close to the 40 and 20.
Y'all need to stop making these little young girls, these girls making it happen. This is why they be out here for the whores, see?
Now, Ben say you. Now, can I set this?
That's why these little girls be whores. Don't y'all got little girls?
That man said you.
Y'all need to teach y'all.
Hey man, we put in our thought prevention hours.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? We got to do that. You got to do that.
I'm not gonna get drugged out.
If nothing else, my daughter gonna know what to get out there and look for. She gonna know what to find. She gonna know what's real when she see it. If nothing else,
The man supposed to find the woman.
a bunch of bullshit.
She said the man is supposed to find a woman. Yeah, in 1972 or 1970. Yeah, men used to find women, you know, back in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? You see a girl out, you may talk to her, exchange numbers, you call, you know, really no texting. But, you know, nowadays, you know, a lot of guys just ain't approaching women on that because a lot of these women are superficial. A lot of these women may not give them the time of day. And because women have access to all these different apps, they're talking to men from different area codes, maybe even different countries. So a lot of times you have women who are out here chasing, but then they want to be chased. Ain't that something? They say the man's supposed to find them. Yeah, if you're looking at it movie-wise, like in a movie, you see a man chasing a woman, but at the end of the day, it's a movie. Or you're looking at a Hallmark film, you seeing the man pursue the woman after meeting at work or meeting in a neighborhood they both just moved into, you know, then that would maybe be different. And maybe the guy would pursue. But in this day and age, a lot of these women are out here low-key pursuing, but they're not going to tell you that. They want you to believe that they are old-fashioned, but that's just not the case.
Don't find her too. A bunch of bullshit. Man, stop. You only telling one side of the story though. Men put out money, success, power, authority.
Now here come T.I. coming in to do some teaching.
Men put that out.
Auntie's not gonna say that. Now she gonna answer
A bunch of opulence, jewelry, cars, houses. But don't want a bitch to ask them for no money.
Yeah.
On the flip side, a woman put out tits, ass, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of provocative attire, going out there into the world, and get what? She don't want a motherfucker to ask her for no pussy.
Yeah, they should.
You putting out the energy that you are going to inevitably receive.
Okay, well, y'all putting out energy too, though.
Hey!
Yeah.
We said
You buying
you
cars
already
and
said
jewelry,
it.
and you not doing what's
Stop arguing and start understanding.
Let's talk about.
No, you just talking about you to look for a man.
No, I said things that I words today. I told you to break down the barriers and constraints.
I need a man.
Listen, break down the
Why the hell do bitches feel like they don't gotta find a nigga? Oh, look. But y'all
Why the bitch gotta find a nigga?
What about see you? What about see you? Bitch, you act like you don't see me?
Yo, I want to do this shout out. Hold on if it comes up. Let's see if it comes up. Shout out to let's see, Vernon Parker with the cash out, man. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, look. Hey, Tommy, I'm asking you to break down the barriers and constraints of your expectations and focus on what the universe gives you. Break down the barriers and constraints.
Okay.
Well, see, that's gonna be tough, T.I.
Thank you. This has been very enjoyable.
Appreciate
tears
that.
of joy. Tears of joy.
Thanks, Lil Light. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, of course. You know, it's a Saturday. I want to make this stream extra entertaining, like most of my streams are. If you're new to this particular live stream, we get it lit about every show, you know. But again, ladies, let me tell y'all something. Y'all better bring them walls down. And not the walls you're thinking. I'm talking about the outer walls. Because there's a lot of women, unfortunately, they have curved a lot of good dudes just so they can chase behind men who do nothing but waste their time and waste their good years. And then they realize years later, why did I let that guy go? And I think a lot of women are in reflection mode. I knew a female that regretted a guy that she was dating who accepted her as a single mother, and she still decided that she no longer wanted to be in that relationship, and she ended up regretting it.
Of your expectations, right? And take what the
Ms. Gonzalez, I see you. Merry Christmas to you. Shout out to Counselor Murray. Appreciate it.
universe gives you. What? Constraints?
Yeah.
Limitations.
Limitations.
You set limitations for yourself by your expectations. You set them limitations on yourself.
Right.
That ain't the universe plan for you. You trying to give your plan and overrule the universe. You'll never be happy. You got to give. You got to give.
Okay.
A man like, man, I accept my girl goddamn bitch and I accept everything.
You just take your wins when you can take them.
You gotta do the same thing.
Accept your L's when you have to take
Hey,
them.
y'all, the world, if you like me, inbox me. I'm open, because I'm
They was wearing it down, man.
Reality is rough, bro, Jaye. It's a new day.
Yeah, it is. Said that McDowell's Human Resource Department. Appreciate that. Reality is tough for women, man. And when you give them that truth, they really, it's hard for them to listen. Because she got two guys telling her this. She was all full of energy at first, hopping up, getting in little Thug's face. Now she's starting to realize, dog, these two guys are, and they're really saying the stuff. I'm not used to it, you know. But when you're at an age like she is, you should try something different, you know. Instead of doing things you've been doing that hasn't been working, you got to go in a different direction. And a lot of women wait too late to go in a different direction. Like you got women in their 40s, even 50s, talking about they want to level up. Level up to what? Guys your age are not checking for you. So what are you going to be leveling up to, might I ask? You know?
I'm old and tired.
Oh.
I ain't got no chairs and I need some.
I don't know if you're tired.
She'll say you old. She'll say you ain't old, but you still do. You know, girl,
And I was just bullshit. You're not about me. I don't want to be bothered.
Yeah, right.
See, you're bipolar. Now you're a Gemini, something. You know what I mean? Now you're a flip just that quick.
Bad.
Hey, you're deducting points.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? You got to be pleasant.
What about you?
We gotta do it.
You told me I'm old. I'm going to say,
You
I'm gonna definitely say.
and
You said that slime?
I ain't gonna
You that's the option. You old. You old. Only way that can get old is to die young.
Right.
The object of the game is to get old. Accept it. Embrace it.
No. Okay, are you closer to 40 or 20?
40. I'm closer to 19.
Yeah.
Lies. As far as the mathematics go, as far as the mathematics and the calendar goes, the universe.
Yeah, play with him.
Don't y'all play with him. Y'all finna get off my so you ain't winning, I'm gonna be. You know he's 23, look at him.
Find a nigga 23 look better than me.
See? Yeah, thank you.
Go find him.
And having this shit.
You know what I mean? I look good on the inside.
Can you please go ahead and tell
I look good on the inside.
That's big.
That's big. This outside, this exterior, this shit just a bonus.
That's big.
It's just a bonus.
That's an add-on.
You dig what I'm saying? Look, enjoy it though. I'm telling you what to recognize. You don't even know how to find something valuable because you fitting it into a box. If what you find is bigger than the box you fitting it in, you gonna cast it aside.
A lot of BS, but when you write, you write.
Thanks, Focus 56. Yeah, I mean he's hitting her with some truth that she just him and Young Thug, and it's very difficult for her to take it in. It's very difficult. You know?
When it was everything you needed. I'm just trying to, Demani, get out of there. Get out of there, Demani. Get out of there, Demani. Get out of there, Demani. Come on now. You gonna get worms. You gonna get worms. You gonna get worms. I'm telling you now. Get out of there, Demani.
He tell him, man, don't fall for it. Don't let that cougar get up on you.
That ain't right, you know what you're talking
Yeah. Save Shekinah.
Save me, God already saved me.
Huh? No, bro. You need to be saved. He saved your spirit. Your body need to be saved. He said God saved your spirit. Your body need to be saved, ma'am. No, man, your body is in default. Your body in default.
But that's it for that video, man. That I mainly just wanted y'all to see that again, just to get a little bit more into what was being said and what T.I. had to say to her, as well as Young Thug. Listen, if a lot of these women don't change their habits dating-wise, they're going to get lost. They're going to get lost. And they're really not going to have anybody to blame but themselves. Again, it's easy to blame the men, but if you're choosing these guys, it really shouldn't be that difficult to try to figure out where you're at. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Body in default. I tell you, listen, a lot of women gotta understand, these are the guys that y'all value the most, these rappers and athletes. You know, a lot of women out here want basketball players, they want rappers, but when these guys tell these women the truth about themselves, they don't know how to handle it. Because at least with people who aren't in those lanes, they could say, well, you're haters, you're just bashers. But when people that you've known are saying this, then there's a problem, because I know they're tired of seeing her single. I'm sure T.I. is tired of seeing Chicana single. Her friends are tired of seeing her single. She the only single one in the group. You know, everybody else around her has relationships or married. She ain't in any of them. So she's the bitter one. She's complaining she doesn't have this or that. She's talking about God waiting on God to give her the man that she wants. It's like, come on, man. You got to work on yourself. You got to be able to work on yourself, man. You can't blame everybody else all the time. It has to be some accountability brought forth in this situation, man. Where is it at? Can we see it? Why are you concealing it? We need that accountability ASAP, okay? You know? Now, I'm not trying to say that, it's all on the women. I know people are going to say no. I think, once again, it's choices. If I choose to date a woman who is known for being crazy, and then she goes crazy on me, I knew the risks and I got with her anyway. So I am partly to blame for that because I chose somebody who was crazy. But you got women out here, man, they don't really know who they are. They're completely lost. And unfortunately, they waste years of their life thinking that social media is going to save them. They think that no matter how old they get, as long as they thick, as long as they have as long as they got big hips and a big butt and big breastises, they really believe that's all you need in order to attract the man that you want. But the only energy you're going to attract is the energy of a guy that just wants to have relations with you. But what happens when that guy doesn't want to have relations with you anymore? Her name is Shakana. Put her name in the chat. The lady that is the topic of conversation. Put her name in the chat. Her name is Shakana. Shakana. And like the stream too. They think that because they look a certain way that's always going to last. It's not. You're going to attract nothing but thirsty energy. That's what you're going to attract, especially if the first thing they're telling you is how thick you are. Now, you may get a dopamine hit when you hear that. But again, after that, then what? Then what? If you're not doing things that make a guy say, hey, I could see myself in a relationship with her. I could see myself marrying her. If that's not what a guy is saying to himself first, then, obviously, you're not going to attract that type of energy. There are women who have nice bodies, cute faces, right? They keep themselves up, but they don't go out of their way to get attention for how they look. They want you to like them for who they are. There's not those women are very few and far in between nowadays, seems like, because every female who think they have a nice body is hopping on social media trying to be an influencer or fitness trainer. Y'all know all these new fitness trainers. She need to lay off the dopamine high though, Jay. I'm telling you.
See how he debated her down. That's that Libra zodiac in him.
Yeah,
Open mouth smile.
Yeah, it did, Jeffrey. They debated her down to where she sat down and became more and more in line, so to speak, a little bit more docile, because they were able to argue her down, because she wasted all that energy trying to combat them, but ended up backing down. But back when I'm saying, you got females like, Sakana, not like her as far as how she speak, but you have women, right? Because they may have a certain type of body type, right? So they get on social media because they know that once they start posting photos, people start sharing those photos, they're going to get attention, they're going to get followers. All of a sudden, they make a career out of it. Those are the type of women who literally, that's all they've had to do that their entire life. They've had to use their bodies in order to get the relationships that they want, because they did not have any qualities whatsoever except for a degree that they owe hundreds of thousands of dollars for. But other than that, a lot of times you have these particular females who they have to use their bodies because that's the only way they're going to get attention from men, because maybe face-wise they are not up to par with other women. So you do have those things. But again, beauty's in the eyes of the person who is viewing you, right? So we have to take that into consideration. But shout out to everybody that's here. All right. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna open. Let's see. Can I open up the phone line? Oh, I gotta do a quick update. Damn. Gotta do a quick update now. But again, let me tell y'all, ladies, just having a nice, shapely looking body is not going to get you that guy that you think that you deserve, Because there are women who think that they deserve a certain type of guy, right? But in actuality, you don't, because you don't have the qualities necessary to get that guy. So back to the dating market you go, okay? Back to the dating market you go, looking for Mr. Perfect, when Mr. Perfect doesn't exist, okay? Hey, ladies, Mr. Perfect doesn't exist. He's a figment of your imagination. He never truly existed. And I just hope that y'all would understand that. But some don't. They're looking for something that's not really there. And sometimes you have to give them that dose of reality that they may need. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if some people want to call in. I ain't going to take too many calls, so... but I'll take some calls because it's been a while since I took some calls, man. All right. What y'all think of this? You know, there are qualities necessary. But see, that's the thing. You have to get to know somebody. You have to ask questions, get to know them. But we don't do that anymore, do we? We don't ask questions. We don't get to know. I think people make themselves very unavailable for the most part. Yo, what's up? Oh, fuck. Yo, what's going on? Not much, man. What's going on?
Oh, man, this is a great video. I'm glad T.I. and Young Thug holding one of their friends accountable. It's kind of sad that she's in her 40s and still hasn't learned.
Yeah, well, some never do, unfortunately.
And what's sad is I'm sure Tiny probably agrees with T.I. as well. She's probably tired, like you said in the video.
Yeah, they probably had those conversations.
They go to hang out.
I'm sure they've had those conversations.
And if the women are calling you out and you're still not listening, you probably a lost cause.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like it kind of parallels to what's been happening, like you said, with the kind of like the Mandalorian movie. It was so good, women even started calling out Kathleen Kennedy on how she ruined the whole franchise just to put her feminist agenda into a classic movie franchise.
Yeah.
And so that's just opened up a whole can of worms. But, you know, people ain't listening. You know, they're going to keep on trying their best to put identity politics into their movies. But it's going to backfire sooner or later.
Yeah, it seemingly is doing more and more now. So,
but that's why I'm so glad we have channels like this, because more men are holding each other accountable. And the same women that voted for the Kamala and Biden, they can't even get a call back, bruh. They can't even get 5 emails returned.
Right.
Anyway, man, good podcast. I'm gonna let other people call in, Jay. Salute, and talk to you soon, fam.
All right, man. Appreciate the call, man.
All right. Yay.
All right, man. Shout out to Dipset NY. Thanks, man. Listen, that's what friends are for, right? That's what friends are for. It's for holding each other accountable. Yo, you live. What's going on?
Hey, what's poppin', Jay?
What's going on? It's sunny?
Yeah, red pill up. I need you, dog.
What's going on, man? What's going on?
Yo, watching the joint with T.I., man. T. Blizzy. And oh, girl. Yeah, she the wall banger, man. What's wrong, man? Come on. I mean, it's sad because, it be that same wall banger that be giving, trying to give direction to somebody in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to ruin somebody else's relationship.
Yeah.
Like for real though. Like, come on now. She done wasted her prime years on Pookies and Ray Rays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now she wants somebody to play cleanup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what the first thing I want to know, did all her eggs dried up? You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, can she have kids? Because everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, men, you know, a real man want to create legacy. And, and want to create a legacy, and part of creating a legacy is having kids. They want to build a future. And men, you know, that's why they see us, you know, when they see us men, we go after younger women because they're more eligible for breeding. I mean, and everybody know the older you get, the closer menopause hit. You know, and it's real sad. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I mean, she's messed up, and you know, she thought she probably can, you know, have sex or fuck her way to success. Oh, excuse my language, but it's not working. You know what I'm saying? She's done. But you know, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? What I need to say is accountability is the new sexy.
I would say so. I think a woman who's accountable is very attractive. You know what I'm saying?
Very. She's so sexy to me. I swear to God. Like for real. Like when I see a female hold herself accountable, well, is when I get weak in the kneecaps. I'm not even gonna stand. You know what I'm saying? That's real right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I really don't got time for non-accountability and these super feminist women that's ruining everything. You know, they ruining church. They just ruining everything, man. And to chase the men out the church. I mean, the only person left is the reverend.
Yeah, a lot of guys ain't going. They're not, unless they are males that think they're women. They might be going to churches, but a lot of guys just ain't going unless their wife is dragging them to church.
I know, yeah, these male feminists, man. They come. I mean, they're like sheep in wolf clothing. You know. I mean, they come in. They try to monkey wrench the whole agenda, man. It's a bunch of Derek Jacksons. That's all I can say. But I don't want to hold your line up. You know what I'm saying? I can go, man.
Yeah, I know you can.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I mean, just keep going with the video. Yo, I love your show, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Red Pill up. I need you, Jay. Keep up the content, bro.
Cool.
Bro.
Hey, I'm gonna do that, man. Thanks for the call, Sonny. I appreciate it. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Shout out to Sonny with the call in. The line is open again. Yeah, man. We unfortunately, there are guys who will defend the Chicanas of the world being bitter and blaming men because, again, it's a business to them. And a lot of times, again, it gets normal to blame men for why you're single. It becomes normal to talk about how bad of a father the men are, instead of just looking at your situation and saying, you know what could I have done better? What could I do to avoid this bad situation from happening again? And I just don't think that I don't think there are women out here really taking the time to really do that. It's on to the next one. Let me go find something to get over this guy. And it's like, you haven't even taken the time to heal. You haven't even taken the time to really fix who you are and the things that could be better on your end. You know? Yeah, Short, I did a video about that, man. He's on IG Live right now. Okay. But make sure y'all like this stream. That's why I told y'all about accountability, man. And I said in my video yesterday about Iggy Azalea. How can you want to have a family with a 24-year-old rapper who likes playing video games? Why do you want to start a family with a guy like that? Why would you want to put yourself in that situation? It's and then you wanna when you break up, you wait till his album come out. Then you want to get on social media, do Instagram lives, and get on Twitter and go on rants. It's like they want that type of shit. Seriously, it's like you got women that want that drama. They can't wait to get a baby by one of these rappers so they complain about all these different women they've been dealing with. It's like, okay, once again, who's responsible for your situation? Is it him or is it you? You're older than this guy. And y'all know what's funny? You got black females that will say, well, Jay, you always going in on black women. Why are you always going on black women? You never say nothing about Caucasian women. And what's funny is that I make a video about Iggy Azalea, and guess who y'all think are thumbs in the video down? Who do you think has the most to say in defense of Iggy Azalea? That's right, those same black women that complain about me making videos and saying things about black women. When black women ain't even my focus in my videos. They just so happen to be a part of it in some way, shape, or form. Not all the time, but in certain times. They're the main ones thumbsing it down. They're the main ones defending her. But then they get mad when I make videos about black women. That's crazy. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, Jay the Black? James from Arkansas.
I'm doing good, James. What's going on?
Hey, can I read something real quick?
Yeah, real quick, man. All right.
A prostitute is more bitter than death. May it please God that you escape from her, but her sinners don't evade her snares. This is my conclusion, says the preacher. Step by step, I came to this result after researching in every direction. 1/10 of 1% of the men I interviewed could be said to be wise, but not one woman. Did you get all that?
Yeah.
And it's still relevant today.
Yeah, I think there are things in the scripture. I think that are very relevant to what's going on, especially in 2020. But more so, what's going on with women, and just the waywardness, how they've gone wayward, and what happens when that happens,
The reprobate mind and the Jezebel spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And they like confusion because that's their nature. That's what those spirits do. That's not holy. That's demonic. They're not pure.
And what is interesting too is that they're religious too. Very religious.
Yeah. That's the thing. They're religious, but they're not spiritual. Religion don't save nobody.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen what culture of Generation X has raised all these millennials up to be, from single mothers. Mm-hmm. And now you look, when we were growing up back in the 80s and 90s, we were kids back then.
Mm-hmm.
But some of people in our generation had kids and didn't raise them right. And I've seen how they handle kids in stores and stuff and cussing them out and all that.
Yeah.
It just sickens me to my gut to watch and listen to women talk to their kids like that. And pick them up by the arm. Now, you don't pick them up by the arm. You cradle them with both your hands.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have kids. I'm 41. I know how to pick up a child.
Right. That's that. Not knowing how to. They weren't raised, so they don't know how to raise their own offspring.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, they weren't raised right.
Right. And I got a quick testimony and I'll let you go. I appreciate your time.
All right.
Happy festivities to you all and happy holidays. I say that before I say this.
All right. You too.
When I was about 19 or 20, I prayed to God and He heard my prayer. And I said, Lord, keep me from having kids until I meet and marry the right woman first. Forgive and protect me if I fall weak.
Right.
If I sin and fall weak, in the sin with these women, or protect me from not having to pay child support or getting any STDs. I don't have to pay alimony. You know, none of that stuff. Yeah. And I get hated on.
Wow.
But let the haters hate. They're irrelevant.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, let them hate.
And testimonial, truth is more powerful than anything a hateful person can say.
Mm-hmm.
Conviction. These women don't have conviction. That's the other thing. It's like a bad refrigerator can't keep good food.
Mm-hmm.
And even Jesus used sarcasm. And when if they get in your face, put the truth on them, but enforce it with the sarcasm. See how they buckle. My daddy taught me to put the truth in the Bible on them, and they just run.
Yeah.
It works.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that?
Bro, I got to go to some other callers, man. I you know, we can have this conversation different time, man. But I appreciate you calling in. All right.
I thank you for taking the call and appreciate your time.
All right, man. Peace, man. We won't have a whole conversation, man. Not today, man. Appreciate the call, though. All right. Let me tell you something, Stacy. This was not clickbait. I played the video twice, so don't get upset because you're late getting into my chat room. Y'all be showing up late, then asking, where the video at? Well, you're late. So I've already played the video. All right? You need to show up early next time so you don't miss nothing. You probably came into the chat in your feelings. Yo, you're live with Jado Black. What's going on?
Hey, Jay, what's happening, man? It's Keith from South Carolina. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, man. What's up?
Hey, man, you know, I'm going to keep it brief, man. But, you know, you young people, man, you young people amaze me, man. Everybody out of this game goofy. Let me break it down for the women first, because I know you're dealing with the men's channel. Ladies, it's not rocket science. Get yourself a husband when you young and tight. If your grandmama and your mama ain't told you, I'm telling you, don't waste time with Pookie and Ray Ray. And damn sure don't have no kids by them. That's what's throwing your game off. So if I've got to tell you, and I'm damn near 50, if I've got to tell you, how hard can it be?
Right.
Do what the white girls do. Do what the Asian girls do. Do what the Latinas do. Why y'all won't be the only ones trying to ice skate uphill? There are no 50-year-old NBA stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You watch basketball, Jay.
Yeah.
There's not a 50-year-old who's dunking from the free throw line. I don't care how bad he was or how bad he's going to be.
Well, until he retired, Vince Carter was getting there. But yeah, I see what you're saying.
These women are doing the same thing. And Jay, you watch basketball. A woman's fertility window is just like an NBA career. From 18 to 19, they're kind of fumbling around. 25 to 26, they peak. And everything after 26 is all downhill. So that's all I got to say, young blood. But all you have to do is watch. It's not scientific, but you look at the numbers and you'll see a woman's fertility, the ability to catch high value man is just like an NBA career, dog. I'll holler, man.
All right, man. Appreciate it. All right, OG. Shout out to him calling in. All right. Yeah, I tell you, man, that a lot of the Southern OGs definitely be dropping some knowledge. But let me get back to the late chatters. Let me tell you something, man. Once again, if you show up in my chat late asking questions and just being belligerent and stupid, you're going to get that energy back. Okay? Now, you show up early, you won't have to miss nothing. You know, it's just that simple. But what the last caller said, you know, he is right. You know, we have time periods where we're at our best, and we have a time period where we're going to be closer to our worst. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, a boxing analogy would be good too. You do got some older boxers out here, they pick and choose fights here and there, like Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. The OGs from the South always have good wise words, you know. Make sure y'all like the stream, man. Like I see I have some people that was hurt in the chat. You may not know me. I know some of you are probably here for the first time, but I mean, stupidity will be called out, will be clowned, will be shamed and embarrassed. Just ask the people who are regularly here. I don't care about, your hurt feelings in my chat. It matters not to me. Because, if you're hurt just being in my chat for the first time, imagine how you are on the other shows. Your feelings are going to be hurt every time. And I'm very consistent. I'm very consistent. You can say I'm bashing. You can say, like, you had one clown. I guess he doesn't like me getting on people coming in my chat late. But that's just me. That's just me. That's just my personality. I'm quick with the wit. That's just me. Get over it. Get over it or get out. Get over it or get out. But salute to the fam. Listen, if you're new, make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell. Yeah, Young Thug, if you didn't think he was around, he just sitting there, all to the side, But yeah, ladies, if you actually were to take the time to really evaluate yourself, you'd be surprised the type of men you would attract, because your energy is what's going to attract the type of guy with you. If you're that type of woman that posts pictures and you only smile when you're showing off your ass, that's the type of energy you're going to attract. That's the type of energy you're going to attract. But if you're a woman who puts out who you are instead of how you look in this angle and that angle, you'd be surprised the type of men who will be impressed, But again, you have some women, they just, face wise, they may not be up again to the par of other women, and they feel they have to overcompensate. And that happens. That happens. But again, there's somebody for everybody. There's somebody for you. There's somebody for me, But I'm telling you, man, if you try to say, hey, got a nice body, I mean, what is that gonna, at the end of the day, is that gonna make you happy? Is that gonna secure you the type of relationship, that you want? Is it? No, you're just gonna be more bitter and more unhappy when you realize that despite what you look like physically, body-wise, you still aren't attracting the type of energy that's going to give you the happiness, because you have not found happiness in yourself. You haven't taken the time to heal. You're going from one relationship to another, and it's usually to a guy that has the same qualities as the last guy, and that didn't work. I noticed this in men. If something doesn't work with men, they will usually change something. They'll change something about themselves, or they will change the type of women that they go after, that they pursue. They're not just going to stay in place. They're just not, because they realize, hey, something has to change. I need to do something different. No, I'm not going to watch level up videos, not even PUA videos. No leveling up. They just say, hey, let me just look at what's going on with me. Let me look at what's going on with me and try to fix that. Men make those adjustments. That's why you will see a man date a woman like this, and then they end up dating a woman who is the exact opposite of that woman, and they may end up marrying that woman. But with women, they will date the same type of guy. They will date the same type of guy, the same type of guy. The new guy even looks like the ex. The same height, the same, physically look the same, may even dress the same haircut. They have a certain type, and they're not willing to depart with that type. Even the personalities are similar. And then you wonder why it keeps failing. It keeps failing. It keeps failing. But you just ain't taking the time to really look at, okay, man, this ain't working. This is not working, man. But instead, you got women that double down. They double down to the point of just utter, singleness and bitterness. They drinking, partying, they going to the club. Okay, JJ Diesel, no problem, bro. And they're just completely lost out here, man. Kalia, that is a lie. Black women will not go to war, quote unquote, for black men unless that black man is her son. But for the most part, black women are going to war with black men. If you look at just the bitterness that has developed between black men and black women, there's a certain bitterness that has developed. And y'all can't look at what's going on social media and tell me otherwise. You got guys that will literally say, I have a degree, I'm educated, I feel like I am somebody who should be pursued, and then they will get angry with him and want to destroy him. Why is that? That whole black women will go to war for black, that's a lie. Come on, that's not true. That's not true. Black women go to war for themselves first. Or they may go to war for somebody in their family, but for a guy, for just black men in general, that's not true. That is not true. That's not true. But shout out to everybody that's here, man. This wasn't going to be a long live stream. I think I've said all I needed to say. All right. Okay. Good live stream on a Saturday. Maybe I'll go live on Saturdays more. I may go live on Saturdays more, man. This has been cool, man. But y'all go and check out the video that I posted yesterday. Iggy Azalea and Playboy Cardi. That situation. And how I feel like Iggy needs to look herself in the mirror. You plan to have a child with a 24-year-old, well, 23 at the time. You plan to have a kid with him. That's not good. That's not good, So salute to everybody. Salute to the callers. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Because if you look at the catalog on this channel, I do some good shit. I don't mean to just toot my horn, but I'm gonna toot my horn, man. I make some very good content. All you have to do is go and look for yourself, man. Go and check it out for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. And also, if you want to become part of the family, like the Chat Elite, click that join button, man. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm mostly on Twitter and Instagram. But you can hit me up on Facebook. You want to send me stuff. The email is in the description too. JadoBlackLive. If y'all any more videos y'all want me to break down, I may even look at some things that are going on here on YouTube and break some of those down. I've been wanting to, but I've kind of shied away from that because people tend to get in their feelings when I say anything about them. They get in their emotions. They don't want me to break anything of them down. But if you're saying crazy shit, I may respond here or there if need be. But yeah, I appreciate the support from everybody. Shout out to people that donated. I will be back with another live stream probably Monday. It could be Sunday if I have a good enough topic. I don't want to wait. If I don't want to wait, I'll come back and do a live stream.
It's all about the money at the end of the day. Our women is used to security and stability. Not men's fault, though.
Appreciate that, Jeffrey. Yeah, listen, but that's the thing. Like, will women get that money? Will they switch up? Will they feel like they've accomplished something? Is it all about just getting that and getting out? Or it's about really staying, true to that particular relationship? So we got to look at those things. Let's see. Okay. All right, people. But yeah, man, go check out the Iggy video, man. Listen, man, I'm going to say this too before I leave. If you plan on starting a family with someone, start a family with somebody that you, in your mind, that person is ready for that type of a responsibility. Because there's a lot of these guys, they aren't ready for that type of responsibility. They really aren't. And you're going to be wasting your time if you think that these guys are out here looking to be in a long-term relationship, being a father, to a child. There are guys, they aren't looking for that. They aren't looking for that. So understand that before you go and you try to, start something with, you need to understand that guy and understand whether that guy wants that type of situation with you or not, or it's just a situationship to him where, he's not taking that situation, very seriously. You don't want to end up in a situation where you done got pregnant by a guy that really does not, value being in anything with you long term. All right, people, that's it for me. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure y'all go and check out all the other videos if you're new to the channel, and subscribe here too as well. I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, y'all take care.